Hey everyone. Hello to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we are going to be approaching, or we are approaching in the next couple of days, the Aquarius full moon. Now, if you haven't seen your new moon readings, which was, supposed to be sometime when Leo season started, it's because they were skipped, but I did give everyone an August message. So if you want to know what's going on, what my ancestors and spiritual guardians are gathering, what type of information they have gathered from the gods and from the universe regarding your August energies, please go ahead and check out those videos that I've already posted. All right, Sagittarius. So the way I'm reading these is I'm reading for your sign, sun, moon, and rising placements. Please check your moon and or rising placements for deeper resonance, especially your rising sign. Your moon sign as well, because we are talking about the moon. Because it's all about the emotions, the dream realm, the spirit realm, things that are unseen. I'm also going to be reading for your opposing sign right after. So your opposite sign or your sister or brother sign is going to be Gemini. So if you want to understand what your opposing sign is going to be speaking to you guys about for this full moon in Aquarius, please check out your opposite sign. All right, so Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs, take what resonates, leave what does not. Ancestors of light, messengers of light, guardians and protectors, what messages do we have for the sign of Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising signs for this upcoming full moon in Aquarius, August 9th, this month of August 9th? We do have a few planets again in transit and going through some really major transits. We do have an air trine. We have Mars in Libra. So when it comes to your communication in your relationships and how you socialize, that is also going to be illuminated. We have detachment. Sorry guys, if you guys hear talking in the background, my fiance is watching pre-game football. So, optimism. So some of you guys, Sagittarius, you guys could be dealing with needing to detach or some involuntary detachment in a relationship. And we have gratitude, pride, transcendence. Okay. We're just going to take those two. And then we have desire at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm seeing right now for you guys, Sagittarius, from these two cards that have shown themselves for the Aquarius full moon, is that it's going to be illuminating your relationships. It's going to be illuminating your independence or lack thereof in your relationships. It's going to be illuminating areas of your life where there is too much codependency. Okay? Addictions, if there's any there. Doesn't have to be just drugs and alcohol. Food can be an addiction, or not eating can be an addiction. Eating a certain type of food can be an addiction if it's too much of it. But also it's going to illuminate parts of your life where there's, where you've kind of forgotten the goodness of your experience. So gratitude, right? So what is going to illuminate the things that you already have in your life that are working, the things that you already have in your life now that you can utilize to thrive and to grow and to remain content and create happiness within each moment that you are feeling pessimistic about your circumstances, right? So this is a time of needing to ground yourself. This is a time where you need to kind of detach yourself emotionally from something. Get your mind off of something that you are constantly obsessing over. And this all evolves around your desires and the things that you want. Okay? So when it comes to the things that you want, when it comes to romance, when it comes to your relationships, when it, you know, when it comes to, especially with romance, for those of you who are thinking about someone that you were or are romantically involved with, you're kind of going through a bit of a phase of detachment, emotional detachment, but still kind of remembering, you know, the good times, remembering the goodness of the relationship that you're in, or, you know, and if this is not a relationship, you know, and if this is a friendship, if it's a family relationship, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You may have been very pessimistic about your relationships lately. This year is a year number 9, numerically, you know, when it comes to numerology. This is a year number 9. So there's a lot of things that have occurred so far within your connections and attachments to other people, other places and things, that the cosmos and the planets have been saying, hey, you know, this is a year number 9. There's things that need to end, because there was a point in time where the last year in number 9 that you were in about 10 years ago, you had some endings that were happening back then, and, you know, some things that you may be still holding on to emotionally, mentally, or even financially. You may have still kind of been like dragging them along and holding on to them, holding on to that baggage. And now you're being faced with that and saying, okay, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. Let's face this. Let's let go of this, right? Or maybe you've been in a relationship for 10 years with someone, friendship for 10 years with someone. Maybe you've been going through some type of family circumstance with someone in your family, and it's been 10 years, and the universe and the gods, you know, your creator, your guardians, your ancestors are saying, hey, it's been 10 years. Let's let this go. Let's change this. Or maybe this is you. Maybe you're just kind of coming to that conclusion, like it's been a while. You know, it's been a few years, or it's been a minute. I need to let this go. I need to change something, right? And you may not necessarily know exactly what those changes are, you know, right off the bat, sitting here thinking about it, but you know that there's something that needs to change. And the things that may need to change is maybe you are too attached to someone, right? You're not really being given wiggle room. You're not given enough space to grow and thrive and to figure yourself out, right? Or maybe this is you, Sagittarius. Maybe you're the one that's not giving, you're kind of smothering maybe your children, maybe you're smothering your significant other, or I don't know, maybe it's a friend, I don't know. I mean, but maybe if you are at work, maybe you're in a leadership position and maybe you're kind of hovering over people way too much. You just kind of need to give them space to do their work, right? Maybe you're not in a leadership position, wherever you are at work. If you're kind of hovering or smothering too much, stop doing that. Stop doing that, okay? Because the detachment is going to show you as you step away from whatever you've been attached to too much. It's gonna, when you step away, or if you're forced to step away from something, you will actually be able to see, like, oh, like, I have it good. Like, it's not so bad. This is not so bad. You know, what I have here is not so bad. What I have here is secure. I don't need to try to force this to be something that's going to make me feel safe. It's already a safe space. It's already good for me. Like, I don't have anything to worry about, right? Okay, so yes, you have the solar eclipse. No, I'm sorry, lunar eclipse. So this is definitely talking about release. Again, this full moon is going to illuminate your relationships. Is going to illuminate some pros and cons, a lot of the cons in your relationships for some of you. And then we have Mercury, communication, correspondence, expression. So yes, you need the freedom to express yourself. You need the freedom to communicate the way you want to speak the truth, right? To say what you need to say, to talk about what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? To do the things that you want to do. And then we have transits. Again, we are dealing with a lot of planetary transits right now. There's a lot of change happening, Sagittarius, and you have to be on board with those changes. The more you try to force these transits to give you what you want the way you want it to be given, that's a losing battle. If there are transits that are saying, hey, it's time to let go of your ego, or it's time to destroy your ego, or it's time to, I don't know, let go of codependency, it's time to be more independent, it's time to this, it's time to that, and you're saying, no, I'm not on your time, I'm on my time, well, you're just going to make this a little bit more dicey and a little bit more sticky than it has to be under this full moon in Aquarius. You're just going to make the month of August a little bit more difficult for yourself. And that's not something that you don't want to do that. Once again, third house in Gemini, communication, transportation, and local communities. So clearly this Mercury's retrograde has really gotten you in a bit of a bind here, has gotten you in a bit of a chokehold here within your connections and within your life in general. Some of you guys, you do need to connect with your local community, or look at your local community and look at the resources that you actually have, that you can utilize to your benefit, to your healing. Some of you guys, this could be AA meetings. This could be finding your local clinic. This can just be finding a local group of people that you can connect with. Maybe it's a biking, maybe a biking group. Maybe it's a hiking group, a book club, you know, going to your local library and finding some events that are happening there, or going to a local museum if you have a museum in your local area, or maybe in a city down, you know, across from you, right? You do have, again, we have this trine, we have an air trine happening. We have a lot of air energy, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. We have Uranus in, we have Uranus in Gemini, we have Mars in Libra, we have Pluto in Aquarius. I'm trying to think what else. I can't think of it right now. Like I see that if you embrace these energies of change, if you embrace energies of calm communication, if you embrace the energy of gratitude and giving space where space is needed, right? You will come to find that August is not going to be so bad. That this full moon in Aquarius is going to show you that whatever your circumstances are, in the way you see them or perceive your circumstances, are not as bad as your mind is making it out to be. Okay? Because we have a lot of Aries happening as well, a lot of Mars energy happening. So we are also in Leo season, so things can definitely seem very dramatic. Can seem a little bit dramatic, but they don't have to be as dramatic as we make it out to be. You know what I mean? It does not have to be that dramatic. Definitely follow your spirit, follow your heart, for sure. I'm not saying like if your emotions or your heart is telling you to do something, or follow your spirit all the way. But, you know, there are also some other energies mixed in that we can lose sight of because of, you know, these retrogrades, and because of Aries, and because of Mars, you know, and because of like the sun being in Leo. Like, you know, it's very easy to make things about ourselves, which to some degree it is, you know, kind of about you. Sagittarius is about you, but like, it's also like you also have relationships to other people, with other people. And you have to understand, like, how are you contributing to those relationships, and how are those relationships contributing to your life in a positive or negative way? And how do you go about bringing peace to the situation? And I just get the sense the only way you can bring peace to a situation in your life is just by detaching yourself and removing yourself from the drama. Okay? If this does end in a breakup, guess what? So be it. So be it. You cannot control what someone else chooses. If someone doesn't choose you, and they consistently try to hurt you, or they consistently try to create chaos for you, they want to see you fall, they want to see you crumble, well, you know, that's a hostile environment, right? If you find yourself in a hostile environment emotionally or mentally, That's not an environment that anybody can thrive in. And if there are people who can thrive in hostile environments, they're lying to themselves. If it's hostile, if it's too chaotic, then it just becomes unhealthy and overwhelming, Sagittarius. So if your work environment is hostile, or it's chaotic, or there's no room to thrive there, then that is probably your time to end it. If it's a relationship with someone where it's just always animosity, it's always them trying to like pull the rug from underneath you, then again, you can't thrive there. But if there's understanding, if there is communication, right? Then you're okay, right? There's still a chance of things actually working out. You have the Chariot. You have Power, 16, understanding and reality. And we have 5 code. I believe Leo got this one. So some of you Sagittarius, you may have Leo in your chart, or you are dealing with the Leo in your life. Maybe Leo, if you're don't have Leo in your chart, or you don't have a Leo in your life, the constellation of Leo has something to offer. The bottom of the deck, we have number 1, we have the Magician. So yes, this is about you. And then we have the Wild card underneath that. So to me, this is showing me that it is a wild card for you. It can go either way. Like if you choose for something to work out, and you put in the work if you put in the right work in, so that it could unfold in a positive light, right? And come to a positive conclusion, that can happen. If you feel that this is not going to work out and you feel that you need to exit, that is also something that is true. Either one is true for you. You just have to make that confident decision. You have to make that confident decision, Sagittarius. So if you're thinking like, should I do this or should I do that? It's up to you. It's up to you, right? Like if you're dealing with the situation or relationship where it feels a little bit hostile, right? And it's just like, you're like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to thrive here. Then you're right. But if you look at the Chariot here, it says determination, ambition, and emotional control. If you are determined to experience something, or to accomplish something, or to make something work, whether it's a relationship or something with finances, you have what it takes to get through it. You have what it takes to get to the light at the end of the tunnel of this situation. But when you have 5 code here, this is 5 code. This is all about synchronicity, puzzles, coincidence, as the card says. There's a bit of an equation here that you have had a hard time solving within a situation. You're just like, why is this not equating to what I thought it was going to equal to? I did all the math. I crunched all the numbers. I did all this, I did all the work. I did all the brainstorming, but it's still not, I did all the planning, but it's still not turning out the way I wanted it to. Well, it's because, and maybe it did work out for a little bit, but then that puzzle, like I was telling Leo and Aquarius, that puzzle got smashed. And you were just like, I didn't really predict this happening. So if you thought, Sagittarius, when you got into a situation with someone, or if you got into a financial situation at a job, or with a partner, or with a business partner, or what have you, you probably, thought that as long as we have these aspects accounted for, right, then everything should just stay together, right? No matter what. But then things started to kind of break down. Things started to crumble around you. And this full moon in Aquarius is just showing you, like, hey, you didn't really realize the structural integrity of what you were building. You were just building. right? If it was a relationship, maybe you thought that you knew someone, you know, you had your mind made up, but then things started to crumble around you in the relationship with them, and you're just like, how is this happening? I thought this was supposed to be amazing. I thought this, and it just didn't turn out that way. But that doesn't mean that the relationship is one and done. You know, it doesn't mean that it's done for. It's just that it's a little bit broken right now. You're dealing with something broken right now, Sagittarius. That's all you're dealing with, and that's okay. You can either make the decision to stick around and help fix the situation with this person if they are allowed, they give you the space to do so, if they're also willing to work it out with you. Or you can just bail and just be like, yeah, this is not something I want. This is not something, you know. Either way, you're right. You have to decide that. Don't wait for something to come around to prove to you that, oh, this is going to work out. This is going to be good for me. This is no. You have the power move here. You have the power of choice here. Okay? So let's go ahead and clarify the Chariot. I'm going to clarify the Chariot. You could be dealing with a Cancer. Again, you could be dealing with a Gemini. You could be dealing with a Virgo. Okay? Or you can have those placements in your chart. But I just get the sense that what you think is bad, what you think is like crumbling into oblivion, and you're never going to be able to hold it again or see them again or whatever, it's not really as dramatic as that. It's not really as dramatic as that. Interesting. So yeah, the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So there's definitely like, this is Gemini energy. I normally don't read reversals, so I'm just going to put it here, but it came out in the reverse. So there's definitely feeling the need to release any negativity, releasing any unnecessary concerns and fears. Let's go ahead and clarify the Power card. There are some unnecessary fears and concerns, kind of blowing things out of proportion in your head a little bit. Like Mercury is very strong in your chart, so Gemini and Virgo can be very strong in your chart, Sagittarius, or maybe there's someone in your life who has strong Virgo or Gemini in their chart. But what I just see that there is just this energy of just your mind just being so overburdened, just burdened and overworked with thoughts of despair about a situation, or maybe just about your life, right? King of Swords, yep, there's more air here. So this has everything to do with your thoughts dictating how you speak, your thoughts controlling your what comes out of your mouth. So there's the need to connect with Mercury as it goes direct on the 11th. It's really important for, you know, under this Aquarius full moon, for you to study your thoughts. You don't need to do anything about them. Just when a thought pops into your head, just kind of study it and think about, okay, how am I feeling right now? And what do I want to say because of this thought that popped? Like the other day, you know, there was this thought that popped into my head about something that my fiance said to me a while ago, and it like pissed me off. And I was like, you know, my thoughts were like, yeah, you need to bring that up and you need to like have a conversation. But then, because I understand how these transits work and I understand my astrology, I decided to just save space and not say anything at all. And I ended up getting some clarity that I didn't even think I was going to get, and things did not seem as bad as the way my brain was making it out to be, right? So this is a time with the King of Swords just to observe. This is a time of observation, observing your thoughts, not so much observing what's going on outside of you. Yes, observe what's going on outside of you. But this is a time to observe what you're thinking about or any intrusive thoughts that pop up. Let's go ahead and clarify this 5 code really quickly. Because you have the Magician here. So now some of you Sagittarius, maybe there's a lot of things that you've been doing in your relationships and at work that's very performative. It's like, I need to make sure that I am vibrant, I'm colorful, that I'm, you know, that I'm loud, you know, that I'm heard and that I'm seen, right? But now it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, is this all just performative in your relationships to other people, places, and things, or is this like the real you? Is this the real you, or is this just you performing again? Is this a truth, or is it a lie? Is your relationship with someone a truth or a lie? Like, are you truly being yourself? Is your person truly being themselves? Or are you guys just performing just to try to create this illusion of a relationship that's just, it's just not real? You have air again, 10 of Swords, the Sun in Gemini. You guys, some of you guys have strong Gemini placement, or you guys are Gemini risings or Gemini sun signs for sure. But oh, wow, bottom of the deck, thank you ancestors. We have the Magician at the bottom of this deck, just like the Magician at the bottom of this deck. Okay, so is it performative? How are you using your magic to get what you want, Sagittarius? And is it really what you want? Or is it because someone else was performing on social media, or they have a certain life and you saw it as a challenge to get what they have as well? Like, you know, it's like, I can live like that, I can be like that. But it's like, well, what is it that you really want? Look at your relationships that you're in. I think that you're kind of just being forced to just sit with a lot of your thoughts and sit with a lot that's happened and transpired in your relationships to other people. And just kind of realizing, like, this is what I want in my relationships. This is what I want with this person, not this performative behavior, right? When it comes to the things that you desire and the people and things, the people that you want, are you truly being you? Are you being truthful? And are you accepting this person as their true existence, truly being them? Or does them being true to who they are trigger you in some way? Right? Like, these are things, like, these are definitely things to think about, you guys. We're gonna pull 3 more tarot cards and then we will end your reading, Sagittarius. Yep, we have the 6 of Wands, victory. You guys, it's better than you think. The results, the conclusion to your situation is better than what you anticipate. Yeah, 7 of Wands and the Sun. Okay, it's better than what you think. March to the beat of your own drum. Dance to the beat of your own drum, right? Fill your cup up. Just because you're in a relationship, or because you have friends, or you have other people that kind of who love and care about you, does not mean that you should neglect yourself and not love yourself. You don't have to always answer that text message right away. Why is this 10 of Swords here? Let's see the 10 of Swords. You don't have to answer that phone call right away. Let it go to voicemail. Listen to the voicemail, and then you determine if when you're going to answer, right? But if there's a situation where there's a lot of love and a lot of good things that have been given to you within that relationship, as you kind of give space and, make sure you hold space as you give space, right? Things are going to be fine. Doesn't matter what you choose, Sagittarius, as long as you are choosing to grow and thrive and to really express yourself in truth, you don't have anything to worry about. You really don't. So this Aquarius full moon is really going to bless you in, for the next 30 days into the month of September. Yeah, we have the star. Okay. Something new. Either there's a brand new person or brand new opportunity coming into your life to help you grow and to help you feel happy, or there is a brand new cycle. There is a brand new pattern, a fresh start within a relationship you're already in with somebody, or a brand new start, a promotion, in the job that you already have. But it's up to you, right? It's up to you and your ancestors, or you and your guides, to bring that about for you. Okay, so if there's a new person that comes into your life, right, Sagittarius, and they're really awesome, but if you choose, but you have somebody in your life that you already love and care about, you don't have to choose that new opportunity. You can just, you choose. You are the magician. So this is not about, Sagittarius, where it's all about like synchronicity and, you know, well, if this new thing comes into my life, then that means I need to take it. No, you can have some new opportunities that present themselves to you because you've opened that door to new opportunities. But if there's someone that you love and you've been with them for a long time, or you've had feelings for them for a long time and you don't want to leave them, even though there's this new person presenting themselves to you, you're not being forced to choose that person. You can choose whoever you're with and be like, you know what, I just want a fresh start with my person, and make that effort to get that fresh start with that person, right? As long as that person is choosing you. But you can also choose this new person as well and just be like, you know, I just want to be done with this old relationship that I've been in and go for someone else. Or I don't want to be with this job anymore, I want to go with this job instead. You don't have to choose the new. You can choose either the job you already have, or you can choose the job that's the new job that's presenting itself to you. It's up to you, Sagittarius. It's not up to anybody else. You just have to know what's true for you, right? That's all. Much love and light to all of you, Sagittarius. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, guys.